Can you hear me? Yes. For giving me the chance to give you a little bit more input about mobile TV. And I don't want to go too much in detail. What is, let me say, expected. I want to go to the things which are reality. Maybe people from you know that mobile TV is already reality in Japan with a high figure of numbers and in Korea. But both mobile TV services there have a total free-to-air model mostly, so that's not a valid business case. On the other hand, regarding DVB-H, what was mentioned from the European Commission, we have commercial rollouts already in Netherlands, in Switzerland, in Italy, in Malaysia, and we have also announced in Qatar and also in Africa rollouts. I will go in details there. What is the lessons learned there? Not with the marketing. Just in general, and it was very kind mentioned before, there are only a few companies which are really able to do this on a global scale. That are the competitors with sitting here to the right and to the left, so I don't want to go too much in this slide. Look more about the general view of the world. This slide is a very interesting one because you see there which countries have decided or will decide for DVB-H, which countries are, let me say, decided for ISDBT, which countries decided for DMB, and whereas the game is open in US with the flow and the ATSC option and in China. If you go on a global perspective, what we can say is that mobile broadcast technology failed to reach the success of 3G, which is a unified service over the world. That is a disadvantage for mobile broadcast technology. It's in fight between Japan, Korea, Europe and US. But there's also good news, and the good news is that there's not only a transmission technology like DVB-H, there's also a service layer above this transmission technology. Many of you may have known the Open Mobile Alliance, short form OMA, and this OMA has approved after 4 years of standardization a standard called OMA BCast, and this OMA BCast service layer you can use above DVB-H as it is, but you can also use this above ATSC like it is proposed in US from LG or in China above CMMB. So the worlds come closer together again. So what is our view for mobile TV and mobile broadcast services? We believe that a combination of the services will bring success to the market, which means unicast, as the 3G network, is something where you really can address the individual with, let me say, individual content, pay TV content, and so on. With broadcast, you can address mass markets, and in future also with MBMS, you can address opportunities for multimedia. I just want to mention here multimedia again and not mobile TV. There are technical reasons I can explain to you why. I just started to elaborate a little bit about the standards. Some of you may be a little bit boring to talk about standard, but I want to give you the reason why we believe, and I think most of our competitors similar, that the standards is definitely needed. The standard is needed because the end consumer wants to have a big selection of devices, and a big selection of devices only works if standards are there and if they are tested. And if you look for DVB-H, for example, you have devices from Nokia, from LG and Samsung, also not advertising for us, just for the device manufacturers, so from 3 of the top device manufacturers. And that is very important that these are available for the end consumers, and it's also important for the operators. For the operators, it's quite easy to explain because the operator needs to negotiate with the vendors. If there's only 1 or 2 devices from one vendor, it's not much fun to negotiate. So you need a big variety of devices, and therefore we really believe in the standardization approach which drives the industry. And this OMA BCast standard had been approved 16th of March, also quite recently, and it's a very complex standard. You may have heard that there were more than 2,000 comments during consistency review. So they have worked over years to make this ready, all the industry together, and this will bring a lot of opportunities for the future. In practically, in the moment, all DVB-H mobile TV rollouts are with OMA BCast DRM profile standards, We just announced one with Omabika Smart Card in Qatar. More interesting maybe is the business ecosystem discussion, how it will work and what is the lessons learned from this. This is a very general slide which shows a broadcaster and mobile network operator. We believe that they have to work together. And this is just an idea how it works. And if you come to the reality, you see different results. Let's first start with Italy to give you, let me say, best practice from all markets. In Italy, it's a very unique market for mobile TV because Hutchinson purchased their media company called Canal 5, and they paid 200 and a little bit million for this company, and they built up a broadcast network, which also is around about 200 and a little bit million. That are not my figures, that are public figures from the press. So if you count this together, they invested around about 500 million for a DVB-H rollout in Italy, and they public 850,000 subscribers. So if you, let me say, round this up, it's 1 million subscribers for 500 million investment. But what have they achieved with this? They gained the high ARPU customers from their competitors, and they forced their competitors, TIM and Vodafone, also to build a network. So Italy is the only state in the globe which has 2 DVB-H networks, and the second network is operated from Mediaset, also from Berlusconi. So Berlusconi is one of the winners, and obviously the transmitter vendors are a winner because they have 2 DVB-H networks there. About the pricing model, if you look to this Italian pricing model, what you can see, they did a pricing model with different packages, and this packages is interesting because they are very expensive. So what you can learn here from this slide is also that you have to look to your customer in your market, what is the price point they are willing to pay. Like German customer would never accept to pay these prices which are accepted in Italy. The second commercial launch here is Switzerland. Switzerland does a unique thing. They did a very unique thing because for the European Soccer World Championship last year, they assured 44% coverage in Switzerland, and you know Switzerland is very hilly, so it's really an investment. But they have already 99% of unicast streaming coverage, also very good 3G networks there. So their service offering is a combination of both. A DVB-H broadcast where it is available and a unicast streaming in 99% of the country. That's the first convergence between unicast and DVB-H on a service bundling. More interesting is the actual status from KPN in the Netherlands. They rolled out the service at a similar time in European Soccer World Championship. And if you look there on the top right corner, you see they have 10 TV channels there over broadcast. And with these 10 TV channels, and that's interesting if you look to the left corner, I apologize, that is in Netherlands and not in Greece because it's a copy from the internet. You see the price for this service. And this price for this mobile TV DVB-H service is priced with 0, which means